Hi everyone, and welcome to Like, Share, Follow. And this week I have the amazing Melissa Halsey, who is a marketing and PR coordinator with Lizzie Henebery Consulting. So welcome, Mel. Can I call you Mel?
You can call me Mel. Everyone calls me Mel.
Sounds very formal. So welcome. And normally I ask, say, it's been a while since I've seen you, but that's not true because I keep bumping into you around the Sunshine Coast at certain events and chambers of commerce things and things like that. So tell me, when you said, you told me before we went live that you graduated in 2017. Is that right? Or you'll finish your degree then?
Yep.
So tell me, where did you start? Like, what happened at the end of your degree up until right now?
Yep. So when I finished my degree was journalism, minoring in PR, and I went straight into TV news. So about a month before I graduated, I actually got a full-time job in the industry. So I was navigating, working full-time and trying to finish my degree for those last few weeks. So that was fun. So probably a majority of the 4 years since I graduated has been in more the journalism side. And then about a quarter is the social media, PR, marketing, that kind of thing.
Excellent. So, okay, so you worked in there, and then so tell me, now you're working with Lizzie Henebery. So tell me, how did that come about, and what do you actually do, like, in that role?
Yep. So I knew Lizzie through my work as a journalist. So we connected a couple of months ago and had a chat, and then I've been with her since about July. I do a lot of the PR side with her. We also have another girl, Kiani, who I think you've interviewed on here before.
Yeah, Kiani's a USC grad too, so yes.
Yeah, and so is Lizzie. So we're all USC grads.
Yeah, right.
Go USC. So
Kiani's episodes actually had the highest views, so tell her that.
Oh, so the competition. She'll love that. Right. Yeah, so she does a lot of the social media here. And I do a lot of the content writing and PR. So whether that's writing a press release, organising a media call, we do a lot of website rewrites, that kind of thing. I think I do a lot with Lizzie is like development. So from the beginning of the development right through to completion. So we'll do a lot of the placemaking and marketing and social media, that kind of thing.
Excellent. And I mean, you'd be a dream hire for PR because you'd know all the journalists.
Yeah, and I also know as a journalist what would get me to cover something, which I think really, really helps.
Yeah, oh, totally.
Yeah. But I do have a good few contacts on the coast and elsewhere. So.
Yeah. And so tell me, what's been some of the best career advice you've been given along the way?
This is a very simple one, but I think when you finish uni, it's something that you forget often, and it's take a lunch break and look after yourself. Because I feel like when you first leave uni, you really want to prove yourself and work hard. But for me, in that first year, I felt really burnt out after 12 months, and I'm thinking, what's going on? But I was forgetting to take lunch breaks. I wasn't exercising enough. I wasn't sleeping. So I think to excel at other parts in your life, like your career, you really do need to look after yourself first.
Yeah, that is great advice. And I think that's great advice, like any time as well, like particularly because you can get lost in it and it can just take over if you're not careful.
Yeah. Oh, and another good advice that I got was actually from a teacher at uni. And if you're interning somewhere, and I did this and I got a job from it, or probably not from it, but it's good advice. Every week you go, take like a snack or a cake or something. So then hypothetically, if they don't have a job when you finish your internship, but they have a job 12 months later and someone in that company remembers you, because obviously big bosses, they deal with a lot of people, they can say, oh, she was the one who every week brought the muffins. So it kind of creates something for you to do by other than just your work.
Yeah. That's a great, and it's a very delicious piece of advice.
Yeah.
And but I think too, it just helps you to gel really well with everyone, and people just want someone to work with who's good to be around, and you always are when you have cake, like.
My specialty was a chocolate slice, so every week I'd bring in slice.
Yeah. Did you make it or did you buy it?
Yeah, I made it. I'd be up at
that's even extra.
Navigate like uni and work and everything, and I'd be out making my slice every Tuesday.
That's a whole other level. So rather than just buying your normal sort of Coles chocolate cake, nothing wrong with that. But yeah, actually making it yourself, that's really lovely.
That was Rosanna Natali who told me that one. So
yeah,
thank you.
And tell me, what do you think set you apart from other graduates, apart from the slice, to get you going in journalism, but also where you are now? What do you think it was that set you apart from other graduates, but even other candidates?
I think it's kind of universal. Is when I meet someone or when I was doing work experience or interning, I would take the time to get to know every person in that office or that corporation and what their role was, rather than just the role that I was applying for.
Yeah.
It's building relationships with then every person so that, people remember you, and not just the person who's hiring. A lot of the time they will also ask, other people in the office what they think of them. And I think that's the same with Lizzie. Is the relationship that I built with her throughout my career is what landed me this job here. So I'm big on building relationships and really positive relationships.
Yeah, that makes sense. And from what you learned at uni, what has been the most beneficial and useful skills that you've learned that you really use a lot now in your current role?
Yeah, I think the great thing about uni is it teaches you like the base level of communication and what's going to, I suppose from a journalistic point of view, it was the news angles, what would interest people. But I suppose for social media, it's the same, because there's no point writing a post if you don't think anyone's going to read it. So it's all about, engaging content and what will actually get people to just stop and read that press release or stop and read that post or actually want to hear the story that you're telling.
Absolutely. And on the flip side of that, what is something you wish you'd learned at university that you didn't and you've really needed, so you've had to really skill up since leaving?
Everything. I feel like when you leave university, you realise how little you know. I mean, university sets you up with those core skills.
Yeah.
But then I suppose for me leaving, you do a few classes on whatever your niche is or your specialty. So for me, it was TV. So TV writing. So I think I'd done 2 assignments on actual TV writing. So then when I left uni and went to write a story, I realized I have no idea. I just know the basics of what goes into a story, but that creative flair. I think the longer, whether it's writing social posts or stories, your creativeness that comes from the longer you do it, and you kind of learn your own bit of creative and what you do well. But
so you're almost like, it takes you a while to really establish your own voice, like creative voice is what you're doing. Sure. And I think too, like, did you find, because you had quite a long time to be creative and come up and do things, it's very different out.
Yes. In TV news, you would have at uni like 6 weeks to do a story, for example. And then you go into the real world and every day you're doing 2 stories, plus, you might be writing some updates, plus you'll be writing what's like an RVO, which is a read voiceover, or a VSV where there's a grab in there as well. So you're kind of doing like 3 assignments in one day, every day. So it's learning that time management and deadlines. Helicopter going fast, sorry if you can hear that.
That's okay.
That was a shock to the system.
Yeah.
And I did my assignments in a day rather than taking the weeks to actually learn that more.
Yeah. Because I wonder, because I find that too, like we only have in the social media, of course, there's only really one sort of assessment that's like a simulation where the students have 2 hours and they've got to come up with something based on a scenario they're just given. So it makes me wonder if we need to do more of that, like just to just sort of scenario-based either assessments or just activities where, the clock's running and you've got to just be creative on cue or throw out those processes and get them going.
And the social media space is moving so fast that if something happens, you do need to get it up as soon as possible to be relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you don't have 4 weeks to,
No,
develop a video. So,
do a
or write a
strategy
blog
or
post.
crisis management, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so now, like, because you're sort of you're working in the social media space, but you are where you are. So what and you're on it a lot because I see you. So what is something, because you said it moves so fast, what's something you've picked up, like either a skill or a hack or a platform change or something interesting that you've noticed on social media in the last couple of weeks that you could share with us?
Well, because I've been in journalism for the past few years before coming back to now marketing, and even throughout journalism. So when I worked at Win, my most recent role, we uploaded all of our own stories and everything. And even breaking news for us was important because it's quite a competitive market. If you're going to, a whale that's caught in shark nets on the beach, you want to be the first person to try and get that up, so then you get the most traction. So throughout everything, we have used social media. But at the moment, I'm like relearning a lot about Canva and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
And since I used Canva a few years ago, now you can make like cool videos and GIFs and things like that. So I'm really playing with Canva, and I'm using Reels a lot, both professionally and personally. And the traction on Reels at the moment is,
I know. It's crazy.
amazing.
Are you finding it consistently high? I have sort of good ones, and then one will be less popular. Are you getting consistently high views?
Well, with Lizzie, we've only done a few under her social media. And the first one, I think you're working out what works and doesn't work. And we've done a couple more since, and it's thousands. And I actually just got a new puppy. So I've been,
there you go. That's gold.
And he only has like 100 followers, but he'll get 3,000 views on a reel.
Yeah.
So the algorithm is just favoring reels at the moment. So we're at the moment focusing on that a lot to really leverage on that.
Yeah. No, I've done a couple. Like there was one, like it was an amazing sunset down on the coast. It was last Monday, so not the one just gone, the one before. And I just did a pan of it because the light, it was like red and it was reflecting off the ground. And so I did this pan and just put that up with some music, and that went they got like 4,000. So but then I did another one. But the ones that I take so long to put together that I get like 40.
But it goes back to like that thing of engagement on social media. They're always going to engage more when you're being real and less, businessy, showing your true self, because that's what social media is about.
Yeah. So well, it was funny though, because normally, like, some others do really well that have sort of edited, but but that one, I guess it was because it was just a slice of life. It was it went well. So no, it's good. So I'm playing with reels as well. Like I've only really started a couple of weeks ago, just having a go at it. But I love TikTok. I've been on TikTok for a long time. So yeah,
I haven't done a lot on TikTok, but I think also my background in TV news helps with things like reels, because I can see good lighting and I can see what makes a good shot, so I can use that as well in social media. I think lighting is everything.
Oh, totally. Yeah. And the music, I find you have to be, if you need to find those popular sounds. So you need to go searching on popular videos and then saving those sounds in your library and then applying those to your videos, and that tends to make it go better as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And what has been what advice could you give? I call uni students now emerging professionals, because that's what they are. They are emerging professionals, but they're still studying and getting their qualifications. So what advice would you give to them about how to succeed in their career?
I think firstly, to also secure a job, my advice, it sounds very cliche because we are in communications, but is to communicate. So when I was at uni, I communicated a lot with my lecturers about where I wanted to go in my career. That then led me to opportunities, which then led to a job, because they knew that this is where I wanted to be. This was coming up. Why don't you come do this? So communication and relationship building, I think, is everything to success. Even when I was interning, I went to the boss at the time and communicated to her, like, this is what I want to do. What can I do to get there? I also did a lot of externally, more so to journalism, but it applies in everything, is I would, on my own back, go and do extra voice lessons and speech therapy, so that by the time I got to a stage where I was employable, I had already worked on the skills that they needed.
Yeah.
And at university, I took every opportunity that I could. So in my last semester, I was doing work experience at Channel 7. I was doing a program with the Sunshine Coast Daily. I was doing a program with ABC. So I was just building that connection in that last year as much as I could.
Yeah, it's really smart advice. Just getting that practical experience, even like getting things to build your folio, and also building your network is just essential.
Yeah. And then, so on my resume, when I submitted it, I would already have work that I'd done, because through the Daily, we got published. The ABC, I was on the radio for that, so I could link in all of that work. Even though I had no actual experience in the industry, I could show work within it.
Yeah, that's excellent. And we're sort of nearly at the final question now for the interview. And the most important question of the whole show is, who do you like, share, and follow?
I feel like who I like, share, and follow isn't very exciting, but I try. Well, I try personally, as a woman in my 20s, to avoid following people that are going to give me unrealistic lifestyle or body expectations. So the people that I really enjoy following are like women who are doing amazing business things and who inspire me to be a better person. So right now, someone that I really enjoy following is actually Brittany Saunders. So I followed her years and years ago. She did makeup tutorials on YouTube and things like that. But she's actually evolved now to have, it's called Fate the Label. So she has a clothing label, a swimwear label, and an activewear label. And she shows a lot of behind the scenes of building up a business and how that's grown. In a marketing sense, someone that I really enjoy following is Rachel Peterson. She's actually based in Minnesota in America. But when I was doing a lot of social media a few years ago, I did a lot of her courses and really enjoyed the way that she shared her content. So yeah,
I follow her too. She's great.
Yeah.
And so maybe you could tag them, or in the bottom of the post when on LinkedIn or Facebook, wherever you see it, and just so other people can follow them too.
Yeah, for sure.
That would be great. And so we're sort of at the end now. Do you have any final words that you would like to say to people watching?
Yes, I think on the Sunshine Coast, back when I was at uni, we thought there was, we'd have to move away. There was no opportunity here. You'd have to go to Brisbane or Sydney or Melbourne to really chase the career. But I've managed to build a career on the Sunshine Coast for the past 4 years without having to leave. So I think there's a lot of opportunity here, especially in the social space, because obviously you can do that from anywhere. Like even with PR, we work with people all across Australia just from here on the Sunshine Coast. So I think there is hope, and we also have the CBD coming and the Olympics. So I think the Sunshine Coast is a very exciting place to be right now, and I think in the next few years the opportunities here are just going to be endless, especially in this social PR space.
Absolutely, and it's growing now. And to be honest, if anything taught us last year is that you can work from anywhere. And there's agencies on the coast here who have like clients who are big brands. So yes, you can work from here. And what an amazing place to live. I love it. So I'm from Melbourne. I love Melbourne. Yeah, but I get to live right near the beach here. So and the weather's just spectacular. So
why would you want to live anywhere else?
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Mel, and I really appreciate you sharing your knowledge. And Indy Campbell has just popped in with a comment, and she said, "So true, Melissa. Lots of opportunities on the sunny coast. Great episode, ladies." And then Kiani's popped up too. and Kiani says, "Woo, you're amazing, Mel." So yeah, we all think so. So thanks, Mel. And next week I have on the show, I have USC grad Emma Horton, who's a talent resourcing coordinator at Hayes Logistics and Manufacturing. So thank you so much, Mel. And I will see everyone next week. Thanks.
Thanks for having me.